Hello and welcome to Baking Spot with Dot. So today I'm going to bake for you that quintessential English cake, the Victoria sponge. Now this was invented for Queen Victoria because she loved to go on picnics and wanted a cake that could travel. So today's ingredients, if we just have a look here, I have 200 mils of caster sugar, 200 grams of self-raising flour. But if you don't have self-raising flour, you can use normal flour and just add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I have a little bit of milk, about 50 mils, 160 grams of unsalted butter, 4 eggs and some vanilla extract. I've also prepared my tins. These are 20 centimeter tins that I've just greased and lined with baking paper. So to start, what we want to do is cream the butter and the sugar together. This is an important part of it. You have to get this nice and fluffy and creamy. It's one of the secrets to a good Victoria sponge. I'm using my mixer today. Again, you can do this with a hand mixer or even in your larger mixer. Okay, so I've now beaten my eggs, lightly beaten my 4 eggs in a bowl. As you can see, the butter and the sugar is nicely creamed and pale and fluffy. So the next step is to combine the eggs with the sugar and butter mixture. Now, what I'm going to do to stop it from actually separating is just put about a tablespoon of my flour back onto my whizzy machine, turn it on and start drizzling in the eggs. My eggs and my sugar and butter have now all been nicely combined. I'm now going to add the vanilla. So this is just a quarter. I'm using vanilla extract, so it's a quarter teaspoon. If you have vanilla essence, that's also fine. Do about a teaspoon of that. So that's my vanilla in. And next we're going to add the remainder of our flour mixture. Cool. And put that on to mix. So my batter is complete, my cake batter. I mixed a little bit of the milk in just to keep it nice and kind of, you don't want it to be too stiff, but again, not too runny. So I probably put about 20 mils of my milk in. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is divide it equally into my 2 baking trays till it's ready to get it put into the oven. There's my batter evenly divided into my baking tins. It's now ready to go into the oven, which I've preheat to 180 degrees or 160 fan, and you're going to bake it for about 20 to 25 minutes until it's golden brown and has pulled away slightly from the side of the tin. Another important thing is do not open your oven while it's baking. Okay, so my sponges have now been baking for 25 minutes. I'm just going to leave them in the tin for about 2 to 3 minutes to cool, then onto the wire rack to cool. So now that my sponges have cooled completely, it's now time to decorate. So I put the bottom one onto the plate that I'm going to serve it in, and I'm going to start by doing a nice liberal cover in jam. I'm using a mixed berry jam. You can use any jam you want really. Raspberry, strawberry is traditional, but whatever you've got in the actual pantry will do. Nice spread of jam. Don't go too close to the edges because when you put the tops on, it will actually fall down and drip down a bit. There we go. Now you can, once your jam's on, you can then just pop your other cake straight on top of that. But to make it extra special, I've put some cream and I put it in a piping bag. Don't have to worry if you don't have a piping bag, you can just spread some whipped cream on. So just to make it look kind of pretty, I'm just going to do some bubbles around the outside. There we go. Okay, and then just a swirl in the inside. That will all flatten out when we put the top on. So now carefully lift your second sponge and place it nicely on the top and press down a little bit. So what you want to see is to be able to see the decoration that makes it look pretty. There we go. That's it. Next stage is to decorate the top. Now you can just sprinkle normal sugar over it, or what I prefer is icing sugar. If you have any of these little templates that you get, you can place that on the top and dust the sugar over it. But what I'm going to use, which you normally always have, is just place 2 little cake forks on top. There we go. Then take my icing sugar and little sieve, and you just want to, a little bit too much in there, gently cover the top with icing sugar. So again, the reason why we make sure that the cake is totally cool is if not, this icing sugar would just melt into the cake. There we go. Lift the little forks off. And that's it for the decorating. So there we have it, my Easy Bake Victoria sponge. Thanks for watching, and all that's left to say is bottoms up.